Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, and welcome to this live stream. So, well, honestly, over the weekend, I was expecting. Normally, the past weekends, how it have played out. Normally, what it used to do is Saturday. Normally, it gives us a little bit pushback or a pullback, and where we buy the dips in the Sunday Asia sessions. And what happens is Sunday normally the New York starts pumping into Monday, and Monday keeps on pumping up. I mean, this is how it used to be the trend, and that's how when I was expecting this weekend as well, and I was very prepared to buy the dips actually. But the Saturday itself, in the New York session, it started pumping up. Bitcoin made new all-time highs again and went to 81,000 to my target. I posted in the Discord that I expect Bitcoin to go to 80,880 as well as Ethereum to go to 3,281. Now, why is that so? I mean, what are the levels? But before we deep dive into I would say Bitcoin or anything else, let's first try to analyze Ethereum, because I think a lot of things are dependent on Ethereum right now. The way ETH looks like. I mean, just try and analyzing things. My hard and time frame plan for ETH has not changed. Not even a single thing have changed so far for ETH. I mean, honestly, since the beginning, I was expecting 3,550. It's just, the lower term time frame choppiness chopped me out, honestly speaking, but that's fine. That's okay, because I do think that we haven't yet missed even though we might miss this move, which we haven't, because Shore nailed it a move. So if I missed it, Shore would have nailed already. But I do think that the dips are coming, and where would we buy the dip actually? That's the most important part, because eventually if you look at the hard term time frame on the weekly for ETH, I mean, this is what I expect for ETH. It's a clear cut case of a C wave. That's the push that's happening right now in front of our eyes actually. I'm looking for the eventually the target for ETH is a minimum around $3,600, and can even go towards the target of 3,630. Maybe can push to 3,790 as well, an overextended target that would be. But yes, that targets are very, very valid, and I would be literally not be expecting or looking for Ethereum to pump it up to an upside of making new all-time highs. I mean, of course, I don't really have that visibility at this point, nor I have the target. But what I see is that clearly 3,600 to 3,700 is what I see, and it is likely going to happen, minimum. So where do we buy the dips? I mean, eventually, this is my plan. I mean, this is the bigger triangle that we are looking for, like an accumulation for ETH actually. That would be so bullish eventually if this triangle plays out. I mean, you really don't want to miss the ETH for the next bull run, because then it would be the target would be 10K. I mean, that would be the targets. And why do I don't see that ETH can push up? Because if ETH was really, really bullish, I mean, just look at this structure. You have 1, 2. Let's say if this is 1, 2, then this can't be wave 3 and this can't be wave 4, because it's 2, 2, 2 deeper pullback. The wave 4 is having a 2 deeper pullback, because normally a wave 4 don't go under golden pocket zone. I mean, it's a normal. It's a rule. And if you look at here, wave 4 literally went not only into the golden pocket zone, it went deeper down towards the 786, very, very close to 786 Fibonacci levels of 2081. You see, which is why I see that this is not a normal pullback that we got. And the move was clearly 3 waves, WXY sort of a structure, not ABC. And the pump that we are getting is clearly right now, the structure is 1, 2, 1, 2, but we will see how it ends. We will see how it reacts at 0.14 Fib, around $3,600. But that is the target. So where do we buy the dip, guys? Now, before we deep dive into the Ethereum, let's also check the total. I mean, that's where, I honestly, I was wrong about 2,200. because I had my clear visibility of how I was playing. But if you really feel that, and I will not stop posting it because these are my views and I don't enforce it to anyone. So if you feel that this is all don't make sense for you, then probably you should just get the fuck out of the stream. That's what I would say. So yep. And okay, 1 second. So basically, let's go to the total crypto market cap. So total just swept the highs, and what I am aiming for. I know that we all want a FOMO. We literally got 1,000 lady with almost close to 13% move overall. So it was nice catch. Eventually we caught over the weekend. I also wanted to play some Sui scalp. It stopped me and then went to my take profit target. You see, went to 3.3 as well. It was very tight stop. I was expecting this push and it happened. My total crypto market cap for analysis for, this pump is still same actually. I mean, yes, my eventually the targets would be around 3.3, can even go to 3.5, but overall, I mean, I don't see that wave 5 should go that far. The reason is it's very clear actually. I don't see 1 2 1 2. I mean, this is not 1 2 1 2. If you're saying this is 1 2, it is 1 2. I really don't see that 1 2 1 2 actually. So in my view, how I am watching this overall, plan for the Bitcoin is, or for the total crypto market cap is, that this is the 5th wave that we are playing, and we knew that the 5th wave would happen eventually. That's how my harmonic is gonna play out. That's how my the cipher is gonna play out. I mean, we do have the cipher. So the cipher is from here to this A, B, this B, and somewhere around the wave C. Okay, and the eventual target would be 786 to 886, but we still have hell lot of time to print more money with it. So it can push it up to 1618 or 1414. Yes, it can go up to straight to 1618. This is where it can go, and that's the reason I still think that there is a very high likely that we will push a lot. Basically, we are not yet done. So eventually this cipher would come into play, but we still have a lot of time for this cipher to play out. We are on the lower term time frame. If we look at the total crypto market cap, that's like 4 hours. Yes, we swept the highs, but then we have a good support. You see the red zone, that's our support practically. This is the gap as well as the support. We might go slightly under this because we are, we were in the wave 3. So normally what happens is your wave 4 would give us a dip towards 0.382. I mean, I'm not going for a deeper pullback, but I'm just going for a shallow pullback. Shallow is around 0.382. Basically just a wick followed by a V-shaped recovery, and we just keep on pumping up. So the pullback might come in a different fashion because the volume is pretty much still high on the 4 hours time frame. So what we might do if we can just get probably a bearish engulfing candle or some sort of thing would be nice, but I would like to see a little bit rounded top pattern, a come back down to take the liquidity and do something like this to fill even the Bitcoin gap, a little bit pullback, and then we start running up again. So that is where you're going to see 5 waves for total crypto market cap. Again, a little bit pullback, again pump. So this is how we are likely going to reach 3 to 3.13 trillion dollars. So that's what my eventual targets for the total crypto market cap. Now this is perfectly aligning with what I have for Ethereum. Ethereum flipped a very important levels, as you can see over here. The equilibrium was flipped of 2883. Now we do have EMA 200 support, but we have to test it. Now I'm not sure whether we are likely going to test those support, or are we even ready to test those support. Now, let's say this was your wave 2, and we are either done with the wave 3 because we tested 786 Fibonacci levels, as well as $3,261 resistance. I mean, this is the resistance we have. This is the weekly resistance we are talking about. It's not the daily, it's a weekly. So practically I am expecting we may see one more push up, but overall I do think that Ethereum is likely or will test 2,900 to maybe it can even go for a very shallow pullback, like 2,900 to 2,890 levels. From there we run up towards 3,560, maybe even $3,600, and we will reject there, and we would find support, make support for a bigger wave for around 3,100 or so, and later push it up towards $3,600 to $3,700. So this is what eventually my plan for ETH. So practically I would be buying dips. I will give you the longs around 2,900 to 2,880. That's what my pullback target. It can even retest $2,800, and hence my stop loss would be under $2,690, because that's the logical stop loss. I mean, we just have to play the big swings over here with a good risk reward. So the stops would be under this for us, like this, and our take profit targets would be around 3,640. And as and when the price starts reversing, we will move the stops and we will keep on compounding, because you still have 26% move left for ETH eventually. I mean, this is how I see ETH, because ETH BTC is definitely looking good. Actually, talking about Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin is literally in a price discovery, guys, and I know it's very difficult when we talk about the price discovery, well, because the FOMO is real. On the weekend, the institutions were off. No institutions trades on weekend, which means that the pump that happened was purely the FOMO by the retails. I mean, retails are literally FOMOing. There were no dips. The dips was very small to 75,800. I was likely expecting it to go towards 75.4 so that we can long a bit, and it run up. The retail FOMO is here, but one thing, let's first talk about the good part, and then we will look for the bad part. So we have a huge CME gap, as you can see, and normally the gaps gets filled. I mean, the gap starts from here till 80,000, and it is a huge gap, massive gap, which also perfectly aligns with my 0.382 fib. I don't expect Bitcoin to go anywhere under $73,000 now, so that is out of the question at this point. Basically, whatever the flush we are expecting, or we would be getting, because today is 11th November, I was expecting a flush around 11, 12, 13. Basically, this week is what we should be getting a flush. A little bit sideways like this would be nice, and again, accumulation, and boom. So eventually, I am expecting, because we are in a bigger wave 3 right now. So the target for Bitcoin is clearly around 89,675. So this is what the CMEs is going to do. And similarly, if you look at the Coinbase chart as well, the target is literally around 1618 to 1414. This is in between anywhere it is going to be. And still, my plan is still same. I mean, I do consider this is the 5 waves. This is the 5th wave they are watching right now. So practically speaking, I whatever we are going to buy the dips, majorly I would be looking to buy alts, because if you look at the total 2, means the total 2 crypto market cap that includes everything except Bitcoin. So this levels for total 2, basically $1.03 trillion is where I'm very much interested. So just give us a dip, pullback like this. I mean, if you look at from the fibs perspective for total 2 actually, this is the fibs that we have. Okay, 0.382 to 0.5, anywhere from 1.03 to $1 trillion is what I am looking for to buy the dips on total 2. Don't expect more. This is what the max you will get it, and from there total 2 will run to sweep up the highs like this, and eventually it will go to $1.4 trillion, which means that we should be not looking for even a $1 trillion. Just start buying from 1.04 to $1 trillion. That's where you, because it's a 4% gap that we have. We should be buy the spots and holding the gaps, and holding the spot back, sorry. And our eventual target for is around 34% move on and upside for total 2. So that's what we have for total 2. Similarly for total 3, now that we have took a liquidity as well, we have took the liquidity, and I was expecting it to do something like this. I do think right now that even total 3 is expected to give us a shallow pullback. It will be around 0.382 to 0.5, somewhere around this level, 0.382 to 0.5. That's where the we should be starting to buy and accumulate, because you see on a hard time frame, if you see, this is the equilibrium. So everything, I mean, this is the logic for total 2 as well. This is the range highs, this was your range lows, and we had the all-time highs deviation in 2021. Then we went into the bear market, had a deviation under. Now that price rejected on the equilibrium, as you can see, and we find support here on the order block. Basically this was the weekly order block, and now we are trying to flip it. So practically speaking, once we flip it, I think the targets for total 3 would be around 900 billion. It can even push up to $1 trillion as well. But that will be way too overextended target actually for total 3. However, something to keep in mind that a minimum target would be around, in my view, 835 billion. We will see what we do at that point of time, but at least that would be the target, because clearly that's a 5 waves finishing over here. You can see clearly. So that's your wave 1, that's your wave 2, that's your wave 3, wave 4, and now we are doing wave 5. So the 5 waves are going to end, meaning that the move is coming to finish at that point of time. Unless this is not 5 waves and this is some sort of ABC, A, B, C. Then you have another ABC, wave B, and now we are having an impulsive move for wave C, which can push it up to, a FOMO would be real, and we can push it up to $1 trillion like this. So that's going to be like a bigger ABC for total 3 actually. So the counts are slightly, I would say, off for total 3, but overall I think I'm looking for a push up. Others, same plan. We are very much lagging actually over here. So I'm still expecting others to give us a retest of $235 billion. This includes everything, all except top 10 coins, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever the top 10 coins are. And I'm still expecting a little pullback towards 230 billion, and from there a run up to $343 billion. So I do think, guys, the next move, or the on the retracement that is coming, we should be loading on alts, Ethereum. We can also should be loading on Bitcoin. It's not that Bitcoin is not going to perform. For sure it's going to perform. So practically, as I mentioned, this is the previous week POC, the previous week value area high. That's where the CME gap is as well. The CME gap is around 76,730. So we have got a good confluence in those levels of $76,000. From there, you can clearly expect another 15% move for Bitcoin, 15 to 17% move. But remember, if Bitcoin just performs 15 to 17% move, I think you can clearly see Ethereum is going to perform 30%, 35% move, and also are going to perform maybe even more. Many also will do 2x as well. The rotation will happen one after another. So you can't catch everything else. I mean, you can't just catch all the alts, but definitely uh, we have to catch those alts that are very much strong and in an uptrend actually. So this is what the overall picture looks like. And also the last chart that we would like to see is USD DOM. USD DOM, you know, this 5.24% levels was one of the best levels that we lost because it was testing multiple times, and once we lose it, we started going down very very hard. um, when we went here, I mentioned that I would like to see a pullback for a bearish retest. Normally we do it, but this time we did not do it. I was a little bit surprised, but that's fine. That was like, you know, my major expectation for a pullback, so that we can just simply buy the dips. But now that the wave counts are very very clear, I mean, just simply look at what what it looks like. Just inverse the chart. I mean, if you do inverse the chart, this is how the things looks like. Clearly, in this sort of a chart, if you look at the daily time frame, we are still, you know, the RSI is going into the oversold territory, but it's not yet done. So I do think that, you know, any bearish retest will happen of 30% on the daily, and or maybe slightly push up. That's like a small pump is going to happen, or that's like a small dump is going to happen on the USD DOM, and then this will dump. So the USD dominance will pump a little bit, Bitcoin and everything will dump, and everything will go down. You know, so the USD dominance will go down, sorry, and Bitcoin and everything else will pump actually. So that is the dip we are expecting. The daily is not done for the USD dominance, and this is also like a very good breakout that we are getting right now on the USD dominance. I'm looking for, you know, eventually looking for a target, maybe one more push up. That might not happen. I mean, this might be some sort of a, you know, fifth wave that we are doing right now, like a diagonal. Look at this. We're having a very strong channel over here. So this was the range highs, and this is the diagonal that we're talking about. Yep. See, so that's what the diagonal scenario is. We can even push it up to, or can go to, you know, maybe 2.6% as well. But something to keep in mind is that we are having a harmonic over here, which is slightly, you know, bearish. But overall, I do think that if we are breaking out of 786 Fibonacci levels, or even flipping the 886, the next ultimate target will be 1414 and 1618, which means that it's going to be so nice for like a big bull run, not only for Bitcoin, but it's also going to be for ETH. So practically, you know, once we flip 4.08%, things are going to go nasty, and we will eventually push it up to 2.5%. That's where your 5 wave is going to end, and that's where your whole, you know, bear market rally is going to cover. So this is where the bear market started, and this is where the bull market started. So the bear market rally will cover eventually, and then we will start breaking down again like this at some point. This is how I see in future it's going to happen. So this is a very solid you know, plan that I have for the USD dominance as well. Very much looking good to me, actually, very much. I can really have a slight tweaking targets if you draw it correctly. Normally the way I draw it was perfect for the, you know, run up, but we need to draw it for a run down. You know, that's what we want to draw. So if this is our, you know, wave one, let's say this is our wave one, so we need to draw it here for like a wave two, and yep. So this is how we would draw. So basically, still the double top I would count is a wave B actually. So this is gonna be A, this is gonna be B. That's gonna be wave one. That's gonna be wave two. You know, 3, 4, and we are in the wave 5. You know, so anything towards 3.6, anything under is like a clearly FOMO and exit. Just take profits here and run. That's what I would suggest, and that's what I would do. But before we run, we need to buy the dips, and in my view, this would be the very much last dip we might get it. Not every time we will test the 73k. It's all gone actually. 73k might come, might not come. It's very, the USD dominance tells me that it's not going to happen. The 73k will not happen at this point. That's what the USD dominance tells me at this point, unless something changes, but at least not happening for now. The 4 hours time frame also tells me that it's not happening. 73k is not likely, because we have we do have a resistance over here. That's a very good order block we have. So even if you push, as I mentioned, on the daily time frame for USD DOM, it will be like this: push up, khalas, we start dumping, push up, dumping. It can just simply do something like this. So I would simply not wait for like a bigger pullback. Keep on buying the spot backs and the dips. So I'm not looking for like a, like a big move or big dump. Don't expect a bigger pullback. 77. You should not be expecting anything under 73k now, in my view, because if it happens, everything changes. The USD dominance becomes very bullish then. So it's like a reversal. It found a support at 786 Fibonacci levels, which we don't want. We just want it to dump. Just like I give a bearish retest, dump. Bearish retest, dump. That's what we want. Now we just need to FOMO and continue. That's how the move should happen and move should go. So good morning, bro. Yep, we will definitely gonna catch. Inshallah, expecting a pullback, so let's hope we get that. XRP, we'll check. XRP, CRV for sure, we'll check. How long you think USD needs for such a move? I don't think it should take more than 2 to 3 days, max 2 to 3 days. That's it. It's gonna be like a little bit chill out and then further continue on the downside. It should not be. It should not be like, because if we have lost 5.24%, don't make sense for us to retest at this point. We have been too far. Because if we go for a retest now, again, it changes everything, Then it would be like this was A, this was B, and this was, or maybe W, X, and this is Y. Which means that this move is A, this is B, and we run up like this. It changes the whole landscape of the wave counts. That's not what we want. That's not what we want, That's not what we want. We simply just wanted to give us a bearish retest and we let it ride. So I now don't expect it to retest the 5.24%. And if it does retest, then we have a big problem. Very, very big problem for the overall market. This would be like a failed rally, failed breakout, the bearish shark, as I mentioned. So hence, I do think that overall the plan is, everything tells me that we are not yet done. This is like a very clean, just look at the total crypto market cap. So how many 1-2-1-2s you can count over here. So this is, let's say, another 1, 2, and then you have 1, 2, okay, and then you have 5 waves, like 1, 2, and then you have 1, 2. So if this is 1, 2, 1, 2, which means that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this whole wave structure will complete. And then we need to complete this structure. 1, 2, 3 over here, 4, 5. Then this structure will complete like this. Okay. Now we need to complete this one. 1, 2. You gotta move to here. 3, 4, 5. We go to 3.14 trillion. And then this structure will complete. After all, full structure will complete, and then we look for completion of final structure. 1, 2, here, 3, 4. You can just give a little bit more pullback, deeper pullback, and then push up like this. When we are at the verge of completing this structure, the bigger one, that's where Bitcoin will top out. Bitcoin will top out, and that's where Bitcoin will go very, very deeper pullback. Alts will also go deeper pullback, but after that, alts will run a lot. That's what we have observed in 2021, in 2020, in 2018. So when Bitcoin tops out, money starts rotating in everything. So this is how 1-2-1-2 is going to work, and this is how things just keep on pumping up. Making higher highs and not lower lows, but maintaining the structure overall. Higher highs, lower, higher lows sort of structure. So this is how, the momentum is going to keep on going up to $3.4 trillion eventually. And that's the reason, whatever we are going to see 2.5 trillion, that 2.5 trillion is going to be our base actually. That 2.5 trillion is going to be our base. Once we go there, once the price starts making higher highs, it won't come there. So you just have to keep on running it, no take profit, running it. And as and when you make higher lows, keep on adding it, keep on compounding your longs and move your stops up, compounding your longs and move your stops up. That's how you don't miss a big move and you just keep on printing good money. Okay, so that's the reason I think the total is crypto market cap is bullish. And I would also like to congratulate for those who literally caught the move. Honestly speaking, I feel so bad and terrible that I wanted 57k, it went to 59k. We have discussed many times. We also had a limit at 59k, but I canceled at the last moment because the Fibs tells me that 57k was a good level. It front run actually, and we pumped up. And then we wanted, if you remember, 66k. It went to 67k, again front run, and just pumped up now. So I know you might even feel that we have missed a lot of big moves. I completely agree. But let me tell you that, this dip that we are looking for, yes, we won't miss a move on this. And with playing a proper leverage, I think if Bitcoin can just have a possibility of pumping another 15-20% more, we can simply make 2 to 3x easily on our account. The challenge account. So that's what my target is for this November. Earlier my target was to go for 50%, but I'm now aiming for 2 to 3x because we are in the bull run and we should easily achieve those targets in my view. So this is what I have. And talking about alts now, Pepe, yes, exactly. Last 20% of the market gives the biggest gains in alts. That's what I want to tell you, that the last wave forward, which is going to happen, would be the biggest gainers. I mean, just want to compare you guys. So look at here. So when we were in the bull run, this was the bull run, okay, 2021. Let me show you something. I mean, I know we all want to see something over here. Let's draw the fib. So this was your previous all-time highs of let's say 19,000 something, and if you draw the fibs, so this is what the Fibonacci levels are. After we made a breakout, now remember, this was just like a bigger wave 3 pump that was happening, and that's why we never got a pullback the way we wanted. But the good part about this whole thing was that 16118 was your support. And if I just have to add here total to accept Bitcoin, so let's just add it here. Okay, so if we have to add it total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin, look at how things have went. So practically, and even just likely to add total 3 as well. Perfect, because I have done this analysis. Let me just hide this, for instance. Yeah, so you see what happened. I mean, the chart might look slightly off, but the purpose of this is just wanted to tell you that you haven't missed anything yet. If something big is coming, then you haven't missed it, in my view. So this is where, you know, the all-time highs breakout happened. We made a all-time highs, and Bitcoin just simply pumped up like this. And what happened when it pumped up almost 50-60%? We got a flush. That flush happened till 28,680. Look at what total 3 did, and similarly total 2, of course. We pumped up, we got a accumulation, sideways accumulation. We did not got that flush. And when Bitcoin from $28,000, $29,000, it just pumped to, you know, 6441, let's say $64,000, let's say, what was roughly around 110, 115% move. Okay, what did total 3 did? It pumped from 168 to $166 billion. It pumped from there literally to $880 billion, which means ALTS and Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin made all-time highs. But no, ALTS and everything else outperformed. And when we dumped from 64 to 28,000 again, what did total do? Total 3 do $859 billion to literally around $450 billion, almost 50% dump. And then Bitcoin from 30,000, again, it pumped up to 69K, another 120% move, or 130% move, let's say. However, total 3 did 434 billion to, you know, 1.08 trillion. It's almost, I would say, more than 150% move. So every damn time, alts are going to outperform. Once Bitcoin settles above the all-time highs, alts will start accumulating slowly and gradually. And that's the main intent of me saying that you haven't missed a single move. This can be simply a wave 1. The wave 2, bigger wave 2 will happen. That's where you're going to buy, and we will buy. So you haven't missed a move, actually. So if you're crying that we haven't missed a move on this one, I think you should be opening your mind, just having that scenario that yes, we still have a hell lot of move to go to play with in going forward for everything else. You know, we still have that opportunity coming. Yes, metaverse did went crazy, but for now, this is what I plan, guys. Do not look for bigger pullbacks. I would be very happy for like 6 to 7% pullback on everything else. Just give me that, you know, 6-7%. That's it. That's what I want. I don't want like a 10%, 15% pullback. I will simply buy there, and our stops will be under $967 billion, like a wide stops. So now when you're playing swings, you should have a wider stop loss so that you can risk more and you can make good amount of money. And as and when the price starts going up, you know, in our direction, we simply move our stops up, and we compound our positions basically. So that's where, you know, that's how you're going to make good amount of money. So if Ethereum just pumps 20%, your target should be that you should make your account 5 to 10x anyhow. So that's what the target should be, you know. So eventually, yes, this is my plan that I have. Now let's even if you look at the Solana. So Solana did sweep the highs, but we are very much close to making new all-time highs of over here. But I still feel that, you know, it can do all-time highs from here, but we are having a divergence. Okay, I forgot to tell you one more thing. If we go for the Bitcoin weekly chart, weekly is looking great, correct? But look at the weekly RSI as well. I mean, weekly RSI is forming a head and shoulder. I mean, this is what I've been very vocal about, telling you that that's a strange head and shoulder. You know, I mean, we have formed a very similar strange head and shoulder in 2021, like here, as you can see. See, that's what we did. So currently we are also forming a very similar strange of a head and shoulder, and what we did was a strong bear divergence as well. So I mean, I'm not I'm not trying to be bearish here, but something to keep eyes on, actually. I mean, what are we playing with right now? So if you look at what happened, so Bitcoin made new all-time highs in 2021, and RSI, as you can see, As you can see, RSI did touch the upper resistance of 71, 72 levels, and then we started reversing and started a big bear market, as you can see in front of your eyes and screen. Now, I'm not saying that it will happen again or it might repeat, but as I really want to be bullish and I really want to make the big amount of money with everyone else, maybe so. But something to keep in mind actually, that we do have the bear, this head and shoulder sort of a pattern. We do have a resistance at 74 and 80%. So if really, this week is going to be very vital for the overall Bitcoin market, I really don't want to see that we are losing a momentum. We don't want to see that. We just want the bulls to continue having a momentum like this. Pull back, push up, pull back, push up. This is how we are going to invalidate this whole bear divergence on the weekly. But right now we are having that bearish divergence on a weekly time frame. And if we simply add another indicator, that's MACD stock, MACD is also going to help you a lot. MACD, if you see, on the other hand, yes, even MACD on the weekly have formed a bearish divergence, as you can see, even though the momentum is still strong. And but I would not, this might be the fake out actually. It means the divergence might be fake actually, honestly speaking. Possibility is there. But whenever you see, when the price starts pumping, we go up here, we reject it again. So what if, we are still having a momentum and we just want the momentum to keep on continuing like this. We want more green candles. We don't want a bearish divergence on this point, on the MACD, because right now MACD is having a bad divergence, but the histogram is not having a bad divergence, you see, which is a good thing, because if histograms also starts printing a bad divergence, then we have a very, very bad problem actually. Right now, it is not confirmed that we are having a bad divergence on histogram, but at least on MACD, we are having a bad divergence. Similarly, look at something else. Let's try to check stochastic as well. Normally, I don't play with stock, but let me show you as well. And let's also check OBV, on balance volume. CVD doesn't make sense for you to check on the heart and time frame. It won't give the correct picture. So don't worry about the CVD. OBV is clearly also having a bad divergence, but I do think that it is likely it's going to invalidate because we still have a resistance. So a little bit push up and we can just simply invalidate this colors. So this week is very crucial. Once OBV breaks out, the momentum is simply going to pump up. So there won't be any coming back. So that would be a strong sign that the momentum is coming, the FOMO is coming, the retailers are coming in the market right now, and we're just simply going to push up. So that's where our confirmation that you don't have to worry about the bad divergences anymore. Once OBV breaks out, you don't have to really worry about it. So let's hope OBV also breaks out and things goes in bull's favor. Okay. Let's also check the last thing is stochastic. Stock RSI. If we look at the stochastic, stock is also very much at the resistance right now, you see, on the weekly time frame. Not a single time I would say we have the momentum have started losing. This is this resistance on the weekly. Yeah, OBV is the key. It is a resistance. We are literally at a resistance on stock. So I think the pullback is coming. I don't know what you think, but as an analyst, as a trader, I really, really think that this is coming. We would have FOMO into a lot of things, but the risk reward would have been just like 2 hour, 3 hour, maximum maybe 4 hour. Very, very scary 4 hour that would have been. You can simply FOMO into anything. It pumps 20%, exit it. That's how normally the retailers do actually. But if you really want to play a logical game, following a technical analysis and everything else, I do think that you need to consider all the signs that we have, that stochastic is at resistance, RSI is forming a bear I would say head and shoulder, and also the MACD is having a bear divergence on the weekly. Now this is all weekly time frames, guys. This is not a daily time frame. So weekly is something, we need to really wait for another 1 or 2 weeks for a confirmation. However, once OBV breaks out on the weekly, it would be very, very good and very, very strong. So same thing I want you to look at for the monthly as well, because of course monthly makes a lot of sense for us. Look at the monthly time frame. Yes, we have a strong resistance over here. The chart, we have it from 2017, and this is how we go. So if you remember, the top for the momentum, we topped out around March 2021. That's where Bitcoin made its first all-time highs. And later, what happened is we made, another new all-time highs. But, the momentum was losing over here, as you can see. Right now, what we are watching on the monthly as well, that we do yet to see something like this, a very big green in the bull market, which means that even the weekly is looking bearish, but it might be a fake out, which means that it's like it wants you to think that it's bearish. It's a head and shoulder and sort of thing. But monthly is very bullish, which means that unless monthly rejects, unless November rejects and closes under the opens, November opens, unless it happens something like that, then this whole divergence will confirm, and we will be starting a bear market like this. Unless this happens. So monthly is yet to confirm. We still need to wait how the November closes, and once November closes, that would give us a very good sign. If November closes like this, like in an uptrend, it would mean that monthly is so bullish, it simply wants to pump up. Lot of things is going to happen. This is how we will pump then. That's going to be a clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that December, January is going to be amazing. If literally, if you would have seen November, this few days of November was nice for pump, then I do think that you're missing a good part, because December, Jan, in fact, November, December, Jan is going to be amazing. Many else will give you 3x, 4x, will even give you, many will give you 10x as well. It all depends on how patient you are and how much you can hold longer. And remember, again, I'm telling you, this is going to be your last bull run for 2024, for the continuation of this 2021 bull run. This is going to be absolutely your last bull run, because the next bear market will be choppy, will be very quick, and it's going to take many by surprise, because we ultimate target for us to reach is $500,000. It's not going to happen this bull run. It might happen, I'm not sure, but looking to the things at this point, it doesn't look to me like that it will happen. So the plan on the hard term time frame, on the Bitcoin liquidity index, that BLX, on the monthly time frame is still same. We can pump up. We can pump it up to 100K maybe. Possibility is there, or 90K maybe. You see, every fibs we have is here. All the fibs are here. We can pump up to 100K, 1272 Fibonacci levels, or 84,000, anywhere in between it would be. But overall, the bigger picture is this. This is what the bigger picture is. This is the bull case, and this is the bear case. So this is going to be the bigger picture. So that's your bigger picture, and this is what we are having it since long. And this is like a bigger accumulation that's happening. We are in the bull run. We never in the bear market. We were never in the bear market. This is just like a continuation. You got a big move on an upside. Now we are going a little bit sideways accumulation, and like this, a little bit sideways, and run up to $500,000. So the bigger picture is this, in my view. We really need a bigger accumulation, longer accumulation, and to reach $500,000. It's not that easy to pump from here to $500,000. No, it's not that easy actually. The way people think, it's not that easy. I mean, pumping $500,000 is something what we are saying as pumping $7 trillion in the market, which means that the Tether needs to literally burn more than $1 trillion. I don't know where this money is going to come from, unless everything is fake actually. So you really don't want to see some sort of a things. You really need an accumulation. Give some time. I mean, we really want $500,000 like this, which means 5x. 5x. Just look at the total crypto market cap. Do we really think that $15 trillion market cap is likely for the overall crypto market cap? Just think about once. From here, let's say we went 5x, which means that even total needs to pump 5x. Of course, overall it will pump. With the just do the calculations. I mean, I don't have to tell you everything. Just do your calculation. 5x. Oof. 5x is going to send the total crypto market cap roughly around $15 trillion. Just imagine where this money is going to come from, and which means that what are we saying is practically USA dominance will go to zero. I mean, okay, it can go to zero, but USDT needs to pump. Tether needs to literally pump, literally in all literal sense, $1 trillion in the market. Where this $1 trillion liquidity is going to come from? Where? So these are the questions we need to ask ourselves when we talk about targets. It is a little bit more time, more accumulation, more maturity. Once everything happens, fall in place, then we can say that $15 trillion market is very likely for the Bitcoin. 15 trillion. So let Trump comes in, let him settle, and then he's not going to buy Bitcoin for the government at $80,000. He's not even started. So Trump is a very smart guy. If he really implements that the government treasuries should be holded in Bitcoin, which means that he is a businessman. He wants to buy much lower. He's going to take everything away from you. Everything from Binance, from Bybit, from Coinbase, from Gemini, every damn exchange is going to take over. Full control of it. So it's a very big plan actually they have for the next 4 years plan or next 5 years plan, but that's a very good plan actually. So you need a control, and how do you get the control? This way. This is the perfect way of getting control. I mean, just push it up, dump, dump. Perfect control. People are going to piss off. They will sell everything here. In anticipation, we are going to $10,000, $11,000. And they will buy. And they will run up like this. This is how they will do. So this is how they fill their bag. You buy lower so that you can get good amount of returns. US is already in 36 sorry now. $36 trillion worth of debt. And if they really want to fight inflation, they need to invest in Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is the only alternative that can save them from inflation. So, instead of issuing bonds, this is what the money they should be putting in. But this is, in my view, if I would be Trump, and if I really want to invest, I would have, just asked my team to do something to bring the price like this. Just do something like this. And then run up. So this would be in my favor actually. Because putting my money over here at $80,000, and if it's literally dumps over here, don't make sense actually. The risk reward is not good for any country. Basically, let's look for alts now. A lot of shit talking, stopping, and let's look for alts. My interest is Say. Say is looking great, guys, and it rejected. And also yesterday was a very good retest we got for the dip. I do think Say can retest 0.42 to 0.411. That's a good levels to long. for say. So I think any pullback for say around 0.42 cents would be nice, with an invalidation under 0.37, and with the take profit targets would be around on the daily time frame. If you look at it, you just have to hold it, guys. Don't mess with this one, okay? So it the breaks out, you need to, the first take profit targets would be around 68.5. In case if you flip this, it can even run up and push it up to this of 112 to 90 cents. So say can give you a very good swing, guys. This is what I'm talking about, swing. I'm not talking about scalps now anymore. So basically you can plan your swings better. And even if you look at from the FIPS perspective, if this is bigger wave 1, your wave 2 would be slightly shallow. It can even be deeper as well. So all the stop losses you want to play, make sure you're playing with manual stop losses, okay? And your invalidation would literally, your liquidation prices should be under 0.886 clearly, and hence I'm having a wider stops, as you can see, under 786 Fibonacci levels. So you can DCA, you can start with 3x leverage, and you can build a huge position on say as well. So that's first. SUI, I wanted a little bit more accumulation, honestly. It was a perfect ABC actually. That was 5 waves over here, and I was like, okay, we should be looking for like this and then run up. Instead it just simply went up, which changes the whole landscape of the SUI, because this was the 5th wave. And if you remember, I did mention that the next pullback will be for buying, but I did not bought it at 1.6, honestly speaking. 1.6 to 3.2 was almost 100% move on an upside, where I posted my analysis as well. This is what I feel. This is like wave 1, 2, and we are in the wave 3 is done. So there will be a wave 4 pullback. It won't go under 2.8 now. It should not go. So the wave 4 will do something like this, 2.88 to 2.87, and then further push up to 3.5, after which we will see another wave 4 coming in, but it should not go under 2.8 or 2. It should not close it, and we should further run up. It can even push it up to $5. It's in price discovery basically. So this can go really, really, really big. So if you talk about from the FIBS perspective, what I would say is the next ultimate target, because the 5 waves are done, that's clearly what I can see. So the next ultimate target from the FIBS perspective would be 0.5 to 0.382, which is around 2.88. As I mentioned, we should not be going under 2.8. We shouldn't go under there. In case if we go, it will be just a simple wick to 2.75. Will be bought up very quickly, and you will just let it run. So I do think that if you look at from the hard-term time frame perspective on SUI, 2.88 to 2.75 is where you should be buying it. Remember, it's in a price discovery basically. So you just have to have a wider stop loss. The stop loss would be under 2.5. That is going to be your invalidation. We can also check SUI on Binance basically. So you see, because Binance is having a wick which is around $4. And if I just have to ignore this whole wick and everything, let's just check it on Binance Tether chart. So we are literally in a price discovery basically. We are in the price discovery at this point. And what would you want SUI to do? Basically, this can't be 5th wave actually, which is like tells me that SUI is starting a bigger impulsive move. This can't be 5th wave. You see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This can't be 5th wave. Now it have went too far, which means that SUI is doing a very interesting 1, 2, 1, 2. Very interesting. And simply it's just going to skyrocket. So basically, if I just have to draw the bull fibs for SUI, because now it's like don't make sense for me to draw the retracement fibs, but let's just talk about the bull case for SUI. If you know the overall plan is it needs to stay above 2.5 any cost. We don't want it to look for going even 2.5. That's going to be an invalidation. So the risk reward is amazing, and we will draw the bigger fibs, 786 and 886 Fibonacci levels. I'm just going to make it 7618, and we will add, I don't need 2618, so I'm just going to make it 8618. Yeah, this is going to be your bull run targets for SUI actually, which is going to be roughly around $13 to $15. I mean, if this pump is, because this doesn't look to me like 5 waves actually for now. So the targets are, it's to upside. The invalidation is very, very clear. 2.5 is going to be invalidation levels. And if I have to draw the fibs on SUI right now, you see we went very much above 1618. Normally wave 5 don't go there. You see, if it have been wave 5, we should not go beyond 1618. We just went there, which means that your next support is 2.82 to 2.7. That's where your next support is. And your invalidation, as I mentioned, is going to be 2.5, which is your bull bear territory of 1272. It makes it a very, very good long, or you can say spot buys. And how it should go, this can be like a 1 2 1 2, and we're just simply in the wave 3, guys. We just probably do something like this. Boom. As boom. Now I also have a theory over here. Normally when we are in the bull run, we form a clone of a channel. So every else, as we talk about, they form a clone, the channel clone. What does it mean? It means that it literally makes a minimum move that, so this was the bear run for SUI, let's say, and this was the range highs for SUI. Okay. Now we are broken out of the highs practically, which means that the logical target for SUI is going to be the range highs. Let's say not $15, but $13 minimum. So if you know the fibs that we drawn previously on the non-logarithmic chart, $13 makes more sense, which means that I am going to play a very good swing on SUI, and we might reject around 5.8 and do something like this, pull back and then reclaim, because it's a big levels, and then we can go to $14. That will be your top for SUI. Can even do something like this, double top sort of thing, and after that at some point we will do like this. So if we just follow the channel, so this is your channel, we need to break out of the channel to be very, very bullish. So did we break out? As you can see over here, solid breakout. Any retest of the channel around 2.7 to 2.8 is you buy. That's what I would want you to do, guys. So overall, the SUI looks to me very, very good, guys, and something you should bet on, because this might be your lifesaver, and this might be your retirement trade. Actually, it's a good trade. It can be. People might just simply sleep on it. Let's talk about FET. FET is at a resistance right now. We need it to flip here, but I do think it will flip eventually. It will flip, yeah. But just in case, if FET give us a pullback along with everything else, This is what I'm aiming for. This is what I'm aiming for FET. So FET gives us the pullback here, maybe slightly under deviation. Would be nice to flip it, and we would target it around 2.4, 2.5, you know. So that's what we would target. We can even look for $3 eventually. We can even look for that $3. But my max target for FET, just in case if everything goes well, would be somewhere around where is my Fibonacci levels? Somewhere around 4.7 to $5.3. That would be the bull target for FET. So if you are not in FET, this is where you should be bidding 1.3 to 1.29. It's a very logical levels, order block as well. Atom is knocking door of resistance, guys. As I mentioned many times, 5.5 flip. I'm already in a huge Atom long, as well as I got a big spot positions. I think few weeks I'm talking about it. I was underwater, but now it's above my entry of 4.7. So I still want you guys to wait a bit. Once Atom flips 5.56 on the daily, just buy the spot backs. You're going to be filthy rich because it's going to pull 5x. Just imagine, 5x on Atom. Wow, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. So how it is going to go? It's not gonna go straight away, guys. Nothing goes in straight line. It will go like this. Yeah, it's gonna pump up. It's gonna take these highs, reject like this, come back down, reclaim it, do something. It's gonna take like 3-4 months, maybe 5 months or so. It can do quickly as well. It all depends on how fast the bulls, this bull run, how faster this bull run would be. It's going to be one of the biggest deviation on Atom, guys. Something you should not be ignoring it, honestly. So once it flips 5.5, simply buy. You don't need any trades or any calls. Simply buy, press the buy button, that's it, and wait for it. And if you just have a small bags like $1,000, $500, you're playing very, very small, then you should have at least 3x leverage on this, which means that the $3,000 gonna make you 15K. You know, that 3x long is going to make you 15K at the end of the day, which is might even make you more actually, but something to keep in mind. AVX, very crucial level right now. AVX is that, guys, very crucial level. If it gets acceptance, which is not, I need to wait for another daily candle. If it gets acceptance, you simply buy here, and the targets is $53 minimum. But if you look at from the logarithmic scale, why do I normally chart logarithmic when we are in the bull run? Now this is something very neat you need to understand. The logarithmic gives you a very good levels of understanding on how good the target can be for a proper for that basically altcoin. So because it gives you it just removes all the noise in between, and it gives you a very good levels to play actually. So if I just have to check AVX on maybe Bybit, because Binance for now, because I really need the history. Okay, so the plan was perfectly playing out. So if you see the chart, this is A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means that it is already bottomed, and you got a very good 5 waves as well, and then you got maybe some sort of A, B, some sort of a 5 waves, I'm not sure. But eventually what I feel is, what if this is your bottom? This is your bottom. So meaning that once AVX flips or gets acceptance inside this range, our target for AVX would be a minimum here. This is what we would be aiming for. At least we can aim $80 to $100, and eventually once we go there, I'll be looking for this trend line to break out. It's going to be like Solana. Once we break out, it won't stop, and it's just going to go like this to $168. So practically we are currently at a big resistance. Once we flip, at least 2x is guaranteed, or not 2x, then 1.5x is guaranteed. Once 786 is flip, and then you can say that we are guaranteeing at least 10x. It can pump it up to $320. And not, if you don't look for a logarithmic chart, even if you look at the normal chart, again, same logic applies. Draw the parallel channel. So we go to the normal chart. Okay, this is your normal chart. And I think this ecosystem is just gearing up for like something big move sort of thing. But let's this is your, come on, range highs. This is one of the way to find the top. This is how I normally catch tops. I'm just teaching you guys how to catch the top. So you clone this, and you clone this, and you can find the target for AVAX, because AVAX literally had its bull run, and now we are in some sort of a bear market, and now it's breaking out. So the first target for AVAX, as I mentioned, would be from $30 to 1.5x, around 76, and we will reject. We won't flip it so easily. In case if it flips that $77, we will aim for another 100% move, and maybe one higher, $184. So that's your equilibrium. The equilibrium would be around, the FOMO would be high, and we would pump it up to $217. The top for AVAX would be around 282. If this whole, this low, this whole thing has to play out, we need to flip the equilibrium. I'll definitely give swings, my friend, in Discord for sure, but I can't give 20 swings actually, because even I don't have that capital, because I normally play 4 to 5 swings. I put all my money in there, because this is where I'm sure that, for example, Atom, I already went big on Atom. I put my 5% of my bag in Atom for now, and I have dot spot bags 1%. I have waves, which is way underwater, 2%, 1.5% loss. And then I have LDO. I think LDO will run. I'll analyze as well. LDO is going to make us good money as well. I have 1.5% back. So I will give, but my main focus would be Ethereum. Then of course, AVAX I will give. SUI, definitely I'll build a nice scalp position, not like a big swing, but scalp for sure. Once it confirms like it's going to $15, I'll just build a big swing, because eventually we want to do, my capital is already its new all-time highs, because we have been winning a lot in October as well as November as well. We have lost, but the wins are over compensating it. So we would have won more actually, but I cannot give every swings. So this is something, when I give you analysis, you have to take it. For example, SUI, I couldn't give that SUI swing actually, but when I mentioned that analysis, this was the best way to, a lot of people did actually. A lot of people bought that SUI and they made good. But I do think that, sometimes you have to press the button and you have to take that call actually, sometimes. Not always. I'll not leave you that way, because it's my responsibility. And I'll definitely give the swings, but not all I can give. So because once you play the swings, we just keep on playing it. That's how I do actually. That's how we make big money in bull run. So you don't need 20 alts to make you $1 million. You just need one alt actually, which just gives you 6-7x and you're done. So so that's what I have Avex. I mean, let's look for another alt basically on people's request. We will look for CRV. CRV, what the hell is this? Let's look at it on, yeah, this looks better. So if you look at the daily time frame on CRV, honestly speaking, it broke out. Very nice to see that it broke out. The RSI is looking good on the daily. Looking at the weekly is still not looking reversal sort of thing. And we do have a resistance, 0.41 is our strong resistance. That's something, till we don't flip it, you won't get a big bull run. So you need these levels. Yeah. So first level is 0.33. Let me also see how your EMA looks like. So we are getting, yes, we are getting somewhere actually. We are not there, but we are getting somewhere. The blue EMA, is that's EMA 21. It's trying to have a good cross, like a golden cross with EMA 50. I mean, we are getting somewhere. We are not there, but we are getting somewhere. It's too early to say. There is no clear sign of a reversal. But looking to the structure, this is a good breakout. And any retest around, and there's also a chalk, change of character. A very, very good chalk as well. And there's another chalk as well here. So practically, I would like to see a retest of a support around 0.26 to 0.256. Not that deeper, but 0.26 to 0.256 would be nice. And push up. And once we have flipped this 0.33, you will see we are going to run up to these levels of 0.5 here. This is what I see for now, because I really don't see a big impulsive move, basically, because every alt that have been pumping now, they have did 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. So CRV is just beginning. I mean, it's like, let's say if this is wave 1, it's a reversal, and this is wave 2, then it needs to do another wave 1 here, wave 2 as a retest. That's like a support. We hold up and then we run up. So it's not going to go straight away unless something happens and the DeFi starts running. But I do think that CRV will give you at least 33 cents and 42 cents minimum. You're going to make it. If 42 cents is flipped on a daily time frame, you can probably exit around 51 cents, but don't expect more actually. Don't expect more. Don't expect it just to probably recover and pump it up to what? What was the top? $8, $10. Don't expect it to give you $7 for now. At least don't expect that, because the counts and everything have been way off, way off. You have a strong resistance as well over here. So practically, max you can expect for now 42 cents, maybe 50 cents. That's it. So don't expect much, but that's what I have for CRV. Let's even talk about, something about Tao. Tao, I was looking for this 702 Fibonacci levels and golden pocket zone for a retest, because it is 5 years, and I still think that Tao is likely going to do something like this. I think Tao is is going to do something like this. One more move on the downside, because Tau BTC is slightly weaker at this point. However, if Tower flips up the white line that we have around 588 billion on the daily like this, then we will let it ride like this. Not to mention, it's not going to do something crazy, but it's going to be irregular expanded flat. You know, normally this is how alts do actually. If we go up here, we go to 1272, we reject, come back down to the support, and this is where your wave to irregular expanded flat would be. And Tower is going to take off to 1000 plus at that point of time. But still, I think at this point, it's a no trade zone. This zone is a no trade zone for me, clearly. So either you long above this or you short under this, okay, this white line. But still, I think that one more down is a very likelihood on Tower actually. If not, if we flip the 588, we simply long it. Looking to, let's check TIA. I had a plan on TIA, and I do think TIA is definitely looking good. This was my top plan for TIA, which perfectly played out. And right now, TIA is still under a heavy accumulation. Basically, we are just ranging. You know, we are just ranging. So if we just draw the channel like this on TIA, basically we are rejecting from the equilibrium, and also we have, you know, the trend line basically like this. So we need to break the trend line, we need to flip it alongside so that we can pump. But the good part is, yes, it can do it. Why? Because you see, we got the sweep and then we got another sweep. Okay, after that, we did an impulsive move on an upside. This impulse, and then we got A, B, and C. So practically, we had a very, very, very good chance that any dip on TIA, so the dip on TIA would be around, still, I'm not expecting a major pullback. Even a shallow pullback would be nice, 0.5 to, because I've studied the entire bull run of 2020-2021, we never go for a deeper pullback. Many times it's just simple pump from the 0.382. But let's have a, you should start building it up from 0.382 to 0.5. So let's say we go for a breakout, we retest, we further run up like this. So this would be the plan for TIA. If we flip it here, then you can say that TIA is literally going to start a big pump. But big pump in the sense, I mean, you cannot expect it to simply go nuts, but anywhere close to the resistance we have around $14 to $15. That's it. So that will still be 3x, would be nice. But 5.2 to $5 is a good levels for to build some swing positions. Your invalidation will be at a 4.5. That's where your invalidation would be for TIA. Let's check, you know, INJ, because I'm very much interested in INJ. We bought the spot, if you remember, and we sold it. It was unfortunate. The plan was always the same actually for INJ. Now that we have flipped and we have confirmed the breakout, same plan for INJ, I'm having it the way I have it for other alts. Basically, I'm looking for a pullback and a retest of this order block. I would not like to see a deeper pullback on INJ towards 19 now. I think $23 to $20 would suffice, you know, for INJ as well. This is going to be great. Like 22.5 would be nice, maybe even 21.3, but I'm not sure if we are going to see that deeper pullback. So any retest of to this red zone or even 22.5 would be for buying it. My target is minimum $33, and if this is wave 5, which is just look at the logarithmic chart. on the weekly, because we need to see the logarithmic chart on the weekly. See, so I don't see this as a 5 waves, honestly speaking. But in case if this is 5 waves, so let's say this is 1, 2, this was another 1, 2, 3, this was 4 and 5. So this can do something like this is 1, 2, this is going to be your wave 3, because the volume is pretty much drying up here. We need that volume. So this is going to be a wave 3. That's going to be your wave 4 and wave 5, like this. If this is literally that, 5 of 3 is coming, then we can say. But overall, I do think that at least a push till $35, $36 is coming. Is definitely coming. This OB will be tested. $36 OB is going to be tested for sure. It's coming. It's a big order block, and the good part about INJ is that once it reclaims this lows, practically we have a resistance around 27.6. So once it reclaims this lows, that the whole move on under this is going to be a deviation, and we can simply push up like this as well, simply to $56 as well, maybe even 100. So for now, 22.5 to 21.3 is your buy zone. You can slightly front run around 23.3 as well on INJ. But I want this INJ so badly now. So let's see what we get. But SUI is going to be a priority. SEI is going to be a priority. AVEX for sure is going to be a priority. Atom is going to be a priority, actually. Talking about DOGE, a lot of people really want DOGE and XRP. This is going to be the last chart for now. Let's talk about DOGE. I have a good analysis on DOGE. Where is DOGE? This is Bitcoin. DOGE. Perfect. Now that we have got, DOGE, basically, just have the logarithmic chart. So what exactly, DOGE is doing? There are two possibilities over here, very much likely two possibilities, in which I do think that this is going to play out. So you see, we already got ABC wave A, then you got wave B. This was clearly ABC, and now we are getting 5 waves. That's like 1, 2, and we are in the wave 3 right now, which means that any pullback on DOGE towards 22 to 21 cents, or I would say not exactly those levels, but somewhere around 21.6 to 21 cents would be a good long. And because wave 3 normally goes up to take the highs, can even go to 886 Fibonacci levels, and a pullback would come here, and DOGE is going to go to 90 to 93 cents to finish up the 5th wave. So that's where I think DOGE would do, and after that it comes back down to the bear market like this. And this is what I'm aiming for DOGE at this point, which means that it can be a good swing. It's gonna take its own sweet time. It won't give you that quickly. But yeah, 20.6 to 21 with your invalidation under 13 cents. That's your invalidation. It's very far, I know. And your take profit targets are going to be 113 Fibonacci levels. That's right. And that's not going to be logarithmic. That's going to be the target for the first target would be around 886, not 786. And then we look for 1272 and 113. That's right. So somewhere around 85 to 95 cents. The risk reward is good for the swing if you can hold it for like few months. And the stop loss is still pretty much good. Very wide stop loss you should have. This makes sense for the DOGE. You can also take partial profits around 0.786, 886. From there, you can expect a pullback and a retest of 44 cents. and then later on an impulsive move driven to 85 to 95 cents. In case if it's just like a bigger bull run, then probably you can pump it up to 1.2 as well. It all depends. But for now, I don't see anything above 95 cents for now. But this is good. I mean, the pullback will come. So this is what I have for Doge. XRP is a shit coin, honestly speaking. But as I mentioned, every shit coin has its day actually. XRP will also is going to have its own day. But remember, the levels are very, very important for XRP. And let me show you something. Trend line, I'm just gonna keep it. So basically, XRP is having a good support around, first of all, a resistance, and the second is a support. So the support is at 51 cents. So you have a strong support there. So 51 cents is a good support. The next support for XRP is around 78 cents. So 78 cents is your resistance, okay? So till XRP is above 51 cents, what I am watching on XRP is a very good WXY, not an ABC. And I think XRP will likely maybe retest 51, maybe it can retest 48 cents, like a deviation, reclaim it. Once it reclaims, this time I'm expecting XRP to pump up to 78 cents. And if it flips, we can push it up to 1.4. So this is how I think XRP would do. But for now, I think 51 cents needs to hold on weekly. We don't want it to lose on weekly. So retest would be very, very nice. But if you really want to play it safest bet, then look at the daily time frame on XRP. And if you look at the daily time frame on XRP, your safest bet for XRP would be that you long around 51 cents and your stop loss would be 42 cents. And the most safest bet for XRP, let it flip 75 cents. Once it flips, you can long, or let it flip here, 66 cents. So once it flips here, that would be the most safest bet for you. You flip it, you ride for the next. You flip it, you go for the next. That's how you play. It's very tricky for XRP because XRP BTC is so bearish. It's not even showing any sign of a reversal yet, my friends. So that's what I would say. Just stay away from XRP for now, at least. So this is what I have. Gold short is going perfectly. I think the plan for the gold stands still. I mean, we are having a strong resistance. Let's move over stop loss to 2687 now. I would like to see, gold probably retesting like a double bottom sort of thing. And this was like a bigger impulsive move for gold actually after breaking down. So if you see, we had a resistance. This red box is a resistance of 2685. There is a possibility that gold is going to do ABC actually. So which means that it's better for us to book profits on gold short around 2658 and 2651 because we already booked around 2654, 50%. Let's book it completely because I think it's going to have a bearish retest like this, further down like this. And if we hold here, we go for A, B, and C. The bearish retest of 2720, resistance, lose it, and then we further down like this. So that's going to be your A, B, C, W, A, B, C, X, a bearish, sort of a bear flag, and then 5 waves on the downside to finish like 2,600, maybe even 2,580, and then we pump up to $3,000. Overall, we are bullish because this is just a simple wave 3 right now, and we need to go for a wave 5. So that 2,800, 900 will come eventually, actually. But that would come after we either take this lows the way Bitcoin did at 39,500. So we take this low liquidity and it will just simply reverse from there to 2,839 in my view. So that's the plan for gold. So we will simply probably take book profits around 2,658, 2,651. And if it bounces, we're going to reshort it. And for bounce, I'll wait for it. I will not long again over here. I would long once it reclaims this red box for a scalp. That's how we long. So that's the plan for the gold, guys. So overall, that's what I have for now, guys. So I think pullbacks is coming very likely. And just be ready because we have a huge CME gap. Normally in the bull run, we are filling the CME gap every damn time. So this will even get filled in my view. So might even sweep one more push up and then down. But this is going to get filled eventually. This will fill. So that's, that's what I have. Have a nice day. Let's try to play some good scalps. As and when I see, we go for it. Okay? Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.